Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel. This is Saray from @Saray Plans. And in this video, we are going to be doing a long overdue budget video. But I did wanted to show you, I know I shared this on my review video for the launch, but I just can't get over this. So I have a brand new Petite Folio. I know it says 2021. That's just because this is for the newest updates to the line for 2021. And as you can see, it is this gorgeous layers design, and it has like a teal color inside. And I also have the brand new budget book. So I'm actually going to be moving into this book sooner rather than later because I just cannot wait to get into it. Plus, I also worked on a kit for this one because I was so excited about the changes. So I still have to set it up. I usually put some sort of clear pocket here. Like, let me show you on the previous one that I have. So I put a pocket just to put just regular loose items in there. So I put two on each side, and then also there is the insert. So I need to move this one into the new folio, which gives you some space to put sticky notes or any other accessories that you might want to keep there. I found myself kind of leaving it empty for some reasons, but I definitely want to make use of that pocket, and I'm sure there's something in there that I could put. So I'm keeping in this folio my budget book. I also have my wellness planner and my meal planner, and I still have another band for another book, which is probably going to be some sort of notebook just to keep notes, or maybe a journal. I'm not 100% yet. So, but I'm super excited. I'll go ahead and link the video here, the review video, if you wanted to see more details on some of the other goodies that have come out. But I'm going to go ahead and get to planning. So this is a brand new book. I flipped through it on that review video as well. But as you can see, it is a little bit different than the current book. So let me go ahead and show you just a quick difference here. So you can see that the biggest change has been the actual categories. Those are no longer here. So you have a blank slate to work with. And over here, it's pretty much all the same. It's a lot more simplified. So there's no more asterisk up here. And this box is pretty much the same. The only thing that I have noticed though is that this is the new Petite planner, but I have not seen a colorful version than this. This one does have some color, but they're very muted. They very much seem to me to be the Focus collection. So in that sense, I am a little bit bummed out that there isn't a more colorful version like I'm used to with this particular budget book. I do have quite a few of these because one year I did panic and I bought a bunch of them, but I may give them away. I'm not sure yet on what I'm going to be doing. And I'm also going to need to set it up. Like, for example, I have these 2 sheets here that I have in this budget book, which really help me stay organized with all the bills that are coming out. So I need to print those out and do a replacement, but I won't do that setup right now. I'm just going to go ahead and plan October. So to plan October, I decided, because it isn't a colorful planner, that I wanted to stick to the colors, the monthly colors, or some sort of monthly theme. So whether that be Valentine's in February, or maybe Christmas in December, I want some of that monthly theme because that's really what keeps me in line with like what month it is. So that is definitely something that was important to me. So as a result, I came up with these kits, which pretty much include everything that I personally need here. So maybe if you plan the same way, if you budget the same way, then it'll work for you. So like you'll notice that I have the headers here for the sinking funds, as well as the budget categories as I budget by pay period. And I have some new headers here to also fit the planner. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, and I cannot believe that it is like October already. pretty much. I mean, today is September 25th and technically not October, but may as well be. And because I get paid every 2 weeks, that's when I budget. So now this pay period is going to be the pay period for September 25th through, I think it's October 9th when I get paid again. So it'll be through like October 8th. I'll go ahead and place these here. This one on the bottom. Okay. So I have a couple of dividers here. So one of these could go here, like if I wanted to break down online purchases or gifts I need to buy. But actually, all the gifts for this month are already purchased because I am so proud of myself. I really got ahead of the game this time around. Even though, like, for example, my niece's birthday is on October 13th, same as me. We both have the same birthday. And I already ordered her gift. So she's going to get it like super early. But that's okay. I'd rather it be early than not. And cool. So I think what I'll do is, okay, so then this one I got little calendar here, and this is going to be to track my no spend for October. My goal is not to have any spending, but it is to at least minimize the number of days that I do spend. Okay, so these are going to be for the remaining pages, and then this one will be for up here. I am so excited about this particular change of the labels because I think maybe I will use the labels from time to time. For this one, I'm not going to use them because I don't think I have any readily available. Like, I'd have to print them. And I also want to handwrite it. I like stickers, but I also like to handwrite stuff. And I don't want to, I mean, it's already enough stickers with the kit that I don't want to be too much. I want it to be a nice balance. And plus I want to see how it looks, because maybe I don't have to use the stickers. And why I would consider using stickers is because I don't have like a ton of categories. But like if I have like every single, I wouldn't do that. It's just way too many. Okay, so the trick here is to line these up with the bottom one. So I might have to go back and fix this one. I was lining it up with the top line, but I can't, I gotta line it up with the bottom line so that it really covers the gray bottom portion. Here, that's better. All right, so, and then I have debts here on the bottom. And why I like lining it up with the bottom line is so that you can still see the gray border around. So if you are interested, oh, by the way, so these are listed in the shop. And I think I may have talked about this in a video. I can't remember anymore. But so my shop is open once a week on Fridays. So this one, as well as the November kit, is listed. I realize now it might be too late to order October, or depending on when you budget, may not be too late. But the November one is there too. And I'm hoping to put the December one up soon, because like for December, I'm going to be planning December sometime in November. So I want to make sure that I have that ready to go. Why is this? Oh my goodness. Oh, see, this is why you can't text and drive, people. This is why you don't do that. It is distracting. Oh my god. Now I like totally bent the thing. Well, the cool thing about these stickers is that they're repositionable. So you can peel them. They won't rip your paper off. Okay, so this one's first. I knew there was something wrong here. All right, so I'll spare you. So I fixed those. So now I'm ready to put the savings one up here. And these two categories were blank, but I did this one as miscellaneous. I think this one may have been blank as well. So I did this one as entertainment. And the funny thing is, like, these colors, like, I almost don't need to put this one on because it's so close to it, but I will anyway. But this color on the bottom will be a different color. Okay. So that is done. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this one up. So this one, it still says spending summary up at the top, but these 2 pages I use for my sinking funds. So what I'm going to do is put sinking fund there, and then I'll put the sinking fund header . And then sinking fund header here. And I got a little tiny October. So I always had to like handwrite that one. Oh wow, it looks like it comes like this. That was pretty good if I do say so myself. And then these 2 pages I use to list the bills by pay period. So I will list, so it would be budget category. So this here, I list all of the bills that are, for example, this would be pay period 9/25. So I will list all of the bills that are going to be paid with that particular paycheck, or all of the transactions that I need to do with that particular check. So I will oh no, I ripped it. I ripped the swirl. Okay, no big deal. All right, awesome. And then what I'm gonna do is I will do some deco. So I have these couple of trucks. I love these Halloween trucks. They say trick or treat. So put these here on the bottom just to have a little bit of accent. And then for this one, I think I'll do these 2 pumpkins. These 2 pumpkins, and then I will do a couple of these ghosts. I'll put the ghost up here. Boo. I love October. I love Halloween. It's my favorite time of the year. I mean, fall is obviously my favorite. And then I have another little ghost, but I don't know if I'm going to use all of these. I think I'll just use... All right, I'll list things first and then I'll come back and add anything else. So that is set up. I'm really loving how this looks and how much easier it is to plan when I already have everything laid out that I need. This is so much better. Typically, I would put like the little rating stars at the bottom, but what I'm gonna do is instead of putting stickers for the rating stars, I'll just use the stencil and actually put the star here myself, and I'll just fill it in. I just don't want to make it too bulky with extra stickers. Okay, I love that. And then I'll do the same over here, just to rate how I did with my budget overall. And I really need to get better at doing like a mid-month check-in, and I am committed this month. You are all my witnesses that I will do it this month. You all call me out on it if I don't. A budget mid-month check-in. Usually the reason why I'm avoiding it is because I am totally blowing my budget, which means it's like every month. So I need help. But I definitely have to get serious. So my October goals. I need to start saving for a car. So currently I have a lease, and my husband and I both agree that I'm going to not do a lease anymore. But that means that I have to buy a car. So I need to save for car for next year. So I have about 12 months because my lease is up in September of next year. So I'm going to do the car savings for next year. So that means that I'm going to be saving, but that will be any extra income I'm going to try to use to save at least 50% or more if I can. So 50% of extra income to savings. Okay, I like that. So 50% to extra income to savings if I can, or more. And then the other I use for other expenses like business expenses or anything like that, or I need to reinvest it in order to be able to produce content. So I will do that. And then the other goal for this month is to commit to my cash envelopes. So use cash cash envelopes this month. Okay, so I'm good with that. So what I'm going to do here is I'll keep track of the online orders on this side. And then, what I will do though is I'll do a couple of boxes just to remind me like one box will be if the item has shipped, one box will be if the item has been received already. All right, cool. So I'll do that. I won't add the full thing here just in case I do need the space here on the bottom. But what I'll do now is list all of the bills that I have due this month. So I have one of the sinking funds is going to be due this month. I'm just going to use this little star so that I know it's like not a regular bill, it's an irregular bill. So it will be my car insurance. And that would be due on 10/6. And it's $373.74. So I know that I need to transfer that money from my sinking funds account. So I'm just going to go ahead and separate it here. Okay. And then on the rest of the bills, I'm going to go ahead and list here really quickly. right, so I have my bills all listed. I'm gonna go ahead and use another divider here, just because I have to also include here my student loans. So I have to pay those, but technically they are in deferment due to the COVID. And they're technically in deferment until January of 2021. But I do want to pay and just make progress on it, because as long as I'm able to, I will definitely do that. Okay, so that is all done. And then I'm going to, here I'm just going to use this space to write a quote. And of course, the pressure of this quote was just too much. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I have a little quote there just to remind me of these small leaks that oftentimes tend to pop up during the month that might not necessarily be needs. So I want to be aware of that. Okay, so this page is done. I'm going to go ahead and set up my expenses and the overall budget so I know that everything balances out. Okay, I am really loving how this looks. I am super excited. But I did notice a couple of things that now the order in which I put things is a little bit different. Like I would remember that life insurance would typically go on this side, but now because I have personal on this side, it's gonna go here. I might not necessarily need this much room for health, but I can maybe down the road, if I redesign the kits, I can add some extra banners here so you can turn this into 2 separate boxes. So that would be something to think about. And the other piece, the biggest eye opener, is that just the psychological part of it. So my car payment, I was never here on the debt section. It was always like on its own. I think it had like its own car payment. Yeah, so on this old one, car payment is right here. It's not where the debt is, but it's still a debt. So I didn't necessarily think about it. I mean, I know it's a debt. But it just, writing it here just makes it more real. So I guess that's definitely another plus of this, of really recognizing that it is a debt and I need to get rid of it. So yeah. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is just figure out how much I have left. Okay, so if you've noticed, or if you've watched my budget videos before, in this section I would never put exact amounts. I would always just put estimates or just round it up, but I am going to put exact amounts because as soon as, for example, like our utilities, as soon as the bill is ready to be paid or as soon as the invoice is ready, I get an email and I want to know what the exact amount is so that I can keep track of it in my check register because that's an automatic payment. So when it automatically comes out, I know the exact amount. So I've started to do that. But then for our gas, this one's not due until October 21st. So it's still about 4 weeks away. So I don't have an exact amount. So I just guesstimated based on our previous bills that this is probably going to be somewhere around $40. It is increasing, but like it's usually only like $30. But now it's probably going to go a little bit higher because we are turning on the heat. So I guesstimated there. So that leaves me with about $500 for variable expenses. So what I want to do this time though is that I was putting even our food budget and category in our variable expenses, but I'm going to separate the food because obviously that is a huge necessity. It is more important than planner supplies. So I want to make sure that I bucket it for that. So technically this would mean that I have $500 for all variable expenses for the rest of the month. And it is a little bit tighter because we are actually paying extra on our mortgage. So we've gone up a significant amount, in my opinion. So because we're really trying to get aggressive with that. So that is where some of the tightness comes in. So what I'm thinking I will do for 2 weeks, this would be $250. Let me figure out how much I need to allocate for food. Okay, I think I got it. So for food, so I'm just going to say $500 minus $300, which will be for food. So this will be food. Food, that includes groceries and maybe going out to eat. That'll be $300. I am estimating about $75 per week on food. And the reason why I do that is because, and it's only two of us. My husband does buy other food, and sort of maybe supplements that. Oh, and yeah, in case you're wondering, I don't think I've ever talked about this, on a video, but we keep finances both together and separate, and we each sort of have like our own budget, if that makes sense. Like, so I'll talk about it in another video, because I'm sure that I could go on forever. This is something that works for us. Every relationship is different. Every family dynamics are different, but for us, it has worked like this for the past 16 years, and it's worked. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Don't try to fix it. So yeah, so he will supplement some of that probably. The other piece is that what I've noticed is I've actually been doing a lot of the grocery shopping, or I do a lot of the grocery shopping. I mean, you'll buy little things here and there, but I do the bulk of it in some months, and I do all of the food prepping. So I can stretch out food. I definitely can. And we also try to portion control. So it's amazing what you can do when you're portion controlling. So I think that would be not a healthy budget, but it will be tight, because we definitely spend a lot more than this on food, but we've spent a lot more than that because I wasn't necessarily looking at it or being that conscious about it. So like, I'll give you an example before I ramble on too long, is that, again, I can't talk and do this at the same time. This morning I went to do, what did I do this morning? I went to get my oil change. So on the way back, I wanted to just stop for something like a Dunkin' Donuts instead of coming home and making food. But I had stopped at the bank. I was committed to using cash, and knowing that I had a limit on how much cash I really had, it really got me thinking, like, you know, we have food at home, right? And that's something that I'm going to be telling myself a lot. So I came home and I had a yogurt and something else for a snack, and I'm good, right? I didn't need to spend any money. So it just makes you a lot more aware. Okay, so that is, this is going to be, I don't know what I want to call this. Miscellaneous expenses. I think I call it, miscellaneous variable expenses. That's what I'll call it. I know it's rather a long name, but I can't just say variable expenses because food is a variable expense and it wouldn't be part of that same bucket. So, okay. So I know that I have, so total income, total expenses, you know what? It is all close. It's like off by like $3. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the same amount. The difference would be 0 is $3, so it's $0. And then total savings, ideally I am doing 500, which is good. So I break this down in half for the 2 pay period. So I've already transferred $250 into the savings account for this pay period. Okay. Yeah, I really like how this looks. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next thing, which is to list our sinking funds. So I'm only going to list the sinking funds for this first pay period. The next one, once I do the budget check-in, I'll go ahead and update it because the budget check-in would be somewhere on or around October 9th, which is payday. So I will go ahead and update those then. All right, so sinking funds for this pay period are listed and the total was $424. So I've already gone ahead and transfer it. So I'm checking that off. So now if I have any expenses that need to come out of this during this pay period, I'll go ahead and list them here and then just carry the balance over for the next time when I do the budget, which will be on October 9th. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So I'll leave that blank for now. And then on this 2 pages, what I do is I list the bills that are going to be paid in this particular pay period. And originally I had like difference here, but I can see that there's a difference there. So I'm not going to specifically call it out. I'm just going to put the date that that bill is due. And typically if it's a bill that I am waiting on, like there's not going to be a difference. They're going to take out whatever they said that they were going to take out. So all right, so for this one I'll start with today's date, because here what I'm listing is like the sinking funds too, savings, how much I'm putting towards that. So I'm going to do sinking funds. That'll be $425. And then savings would have been $250. And then I'll use a little square just to mark it off that it was done, or that it was either transferred or taken off. One thing that I've started to do now that we are putting extra towards our mortgage is to create this like mortgage reserve. So for this pay period, I am setting aside $850 to hold, so that with the next pay period, I will have another $850, and that will be the $1,700 towards the mortgage, so that I'm not taking $1,700 all at once, because that just seems like such a large amount of money to take out all at once. So what I've done is that I just set that aside, and that way I have a much more even budget every other week, and that has made a pretty big difference. All right, so for the actual, I'm not going to put anything here because these are going to be the exact amount, so I don't need to write anything here. The only thing that I need to focus on is how much I actually spent on food or on miscellaneous variable expenses. Okay. So now that the budget is all set up, the last thing I have to do is just do my cash envelopes. So as I think I mentioned this, I can't even remember anymore. So on the shop also, there's going to be a set of matching envelopes with the kit, but they're separate, so it will be a printable. So you can print it out and you can make your own cash envelopes. So I call them cash pockets. So I went to the ATM earlier and I took out the cash that I'm going to need for this pay period. And all you need is like a hole puncher like this, because the holes are already there, like outlined for you to punch them out, and if the cash fits in nicely. So let me just show you how that looks like. I like to put them in the planner or in the wallet first. So I use the Kate Spade personal size planner or the wallet. I think it's called a Wellesley, but you can use any personal size, and then they go right here, so then you can have your cash. And I like this because I don't have to be fumbling around with flipping things over if I'm like trying to pay for something at the store. And then I can write my category here, and then in the back I can just track the expenses, or I can keep them like in the pocket back here as well, and they're all tabbed. So you have a total of 3. So this is what they would look like. So a total of 3, but because it is a printable, you can print as many as you would like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the category here on these. I don't know if I need all 3 for now, and then separate the cash. Okay, so the one that I'm probably going to be using the most is going to be food. So that's what I'm going to label this one. And what I'm going to do is on this top right here, I'm going to write the starting balance. And for the starting balance for food would be $150. So 20, 40, oh, I got them all mixed. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, okay. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 150. And so that's going to be for food. And then the rest is 20, 40, 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 100. So this rest 100 would be for miscellaneous variable expenses. Okay, so then now on the back, I can track all of the cash purchases, which is what I was missing when because I'm using a check register, but on the check register, I think I was overusing my debit card way too much. That's why I got hacked, basically. It's like a warning. It's like, Saray, stop it. And my wallet is all empty because I'm actually in the process of reorganizing it, but I have like inserts and I have cards and my health insurance and all that good stuff. So it's all in there. So that is there. And you know what I think what I'll do is I might use this one as like a deposit envelope. And what I mean by that is, let's say I use my debit card or some other electronic form of payment to buy something that comes from the cash. What I'll do is I'll take the cash out of the envelope and put it in the deposit, meaning I have to put it back into the account. So I think that's actually going to work out perfectly. And by the way, these are like regular paper. Like you can print them on cardstock or something a little bit more sturdy if you like to. I mean, these are just like disposable. I love the fact that they're matching with the season and my budget. But like I don't plan on keeping these long term, but in a wallet like this or some type of planner, I think they'll stay pretty good for a while. And then if I need to, on the next pay period, I can always print more, or I can just throw these out and just do some new ones. I mean, it took me like, I don't know, maybe less than 10 minutes to put all these three together. So pretty easy. All right. So my budget is all set up. I'm feeling really, really good and much more prepared for the beginning of the month. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and set the notification so that you are notified each time that I upload a new video. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them down in the comment section below and I'll be sure to get back to you. Thank you so much again for your support, and as always, I'll see you guys next time.